Girl number 20, said Mr. Gradgrind, squarely pointing with his square forefinger. I don't know that girl. Who is that girl? Cissy Jupe, sir, explained number 20, blushing, standing up and curtsying. Cissy is not a name, said Mr. Gradgrind. Don't call yourself Cissy, call yourself Cecilia. It's father as calls me Cissy, sir, returned the young girl in a trembling voice and with another curtsy. Then he has no business to do it, said Mr. Gradgrind. Tell him he mustn't. Cecilia Jupe. Let me see. What is your father? He belongs to the horse riding, if you please, sir. Mr. Gradgrind frowned and waved off the objectionable calling with his hand. We don't want to know anything about that here. You mustn't tell us about that here. Your father breaks horses, don't he? If you please, sir, when they can get any to break, they do break horses in the ring, sir. You mustn't tell us about the ring here. Very well, then. Describe your father as a horsebreaker. Your doctor's sick horses, I dare say. Oh, yes, sir. Very well, then. He is a veterinary surgeon, a farrier and horsebreaker. Give me a definition of a horse. Cissy Jupe, thrown into the greatest alarm by this demand. Girl number 20, unable to define a horse, said Mr. Gradgrind, for the general behoof of all the little pitchers. Girl number 20, possessed of no facts, in reference to one of the commonest of animals. Some boy's definition of a horse, Bitzer, yours. The square finger, moving here and there, lighted suddenly on Bitzer. Perhaps because he chanced to sit in the same ray of sunlight which, darting in at one of the bare windows of the intensely whitewashed room, irradiated Cissy. For the boys and girls sat on the face of the inclined plane in two compact bodies, divided up the centre by a narrow interval, and Cissy, being at the corner of a row on the sunny side, came in for the beginning of a sunbeam, of which Bitzer, being at the corner of a row on the other side, a few rows in advance, caught the end. But whereas the girl was so dark-eyed and dark-haired, she seemed to receive a deeper and more lustrous colour from the sun when it shone upon her. The boy was so light-eyed and light-haired that the self-same rays appeared to draw out of him what little colour he ever possessed. His cold eyes would hardly have been eyes, but for the short ends of lashes, which, by bringing them into immediate contrast with something paler than themselves, expressed their form. His short-cropped hair might have been a mere continuation of the sandy freckles on his forehead and face. His skin was so unwholesomely deficient in the natural tinge that he looked as though, if he were cut, he would be white. Bitzer, said Thomas Gradgrind, your definition of a horse. Quadruped, graminivorous, 40 teeth, namely 24 grinders, 4 eye teeth and 12 incisive, sheds coat in the spring, in marshy countries sheds hoofs too, hoofs hard but requiring to be shod with iron, age known by marks in mouth. Thus, and much more, Bitzer. Now, girl number 20, said Mr. Gradgrind, you know what a horse is.